Did you guys see this, by the way?
So Snoop Dogg has asked me to bring Tupac back to life for a music video. So long story short, Jesse Wellens, who's a friend of ours, and Snoop Dogg are working on a new music video. And they have an idea, and that's to take a classic clip from the Video Music Awards from the 90s from MTV, where Snoop Dogg and Tupac are sitting side by side.
35 bucks a night.
To take that clip and make Tupac lip sync to the new song that Snoop is making. So not only do I have to impress one of the most iconic rappers of all time, who is close personal friends with Tupac, I also need to stand up to the awesome Coachella hologram that they did. But you know what the biggest burden of all, the highest pressure that is sitting upon my shoulders here, is I need to impress Jake. Because Jake loves Tupac.
Growing up as a white suburban kid from Minnesota, about 12 years old, the first time I heard Tupac, I was like, whoa! Holy cow!
Wait, no, there were no scoops back then, right?
I was a
with me!
very big Tupac
Hail
fan
Mary.
growing up back in the day. I would even go on like Is Tupac Dead forums, did all the research on the conspiracy of whether he was still alive, and obviously through that I obviously listened to a ton of Snoop's early stuff, and actually honestly Pac's music back then
Hi, Cactus
actually
Jack.
turned me on to like real world issues. And made me think a little bit deeper about everything. That's the real contribution that he made to me anyway, and I think to many other people.
Bunch of prop weed.
Oh. I bet he was
We're just like, what's just something that we haven't seen?
Was that Snoop Dogg as a dog?
We're just like, what's just something that we haven't
went on a
seen?
cruise and
Like,
now
we
I'm
haven't seen Tupac deepfake, and I was like, you guys are the ones that
Who remembers when this guy choked on stage?
do it. I'm like, let's deep fake Pac in a Snoop Dogg music video. Could break the internet, could do something on the internet with that little piece alone.
Need for Speed Underground.
I was going to introduce you guys to Dogg. This is Corridor Digital. They're the guys that are going to be doing the deep fake for the Pac shot.
Say nice to meet you. What's up with it?
So they're the guys that essentially.
How tall is Snoop Dogg?
Oh, at the scene when we sit at the table.
You're sitting at the table, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I just wanted you to meet
That's
us.
dope.
They're hooking us up, looking out.
Good shit.
All right, we'll come back.
Let's
See how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one, yeah.
That's gangster shit right there.
They closed school for you? Nice.
Again, if you had like a backwood and some really good, like some
I know
green-ass
a
weed
few
or
schools in
something, some
Sweden
really
are closed
good weed.
today.
I mean, like, yeah.
Something that look good for the camera.
That look good for the camera, because then we could like basically get it right through it, pull out, and then you're like twisting it.
Got you.
Yeah.
You can go get it.
Corona's like a child's, I was about to say wet dream, not wet dream, but like, because it's not dangerous for kids, almost not dangerous for kids, and all the fucking schools are closing. Okay, Rude Pick, you're gonna have to deal with it. I'm not gonna adjust what I'm talking about just because you can't stand hearing about it.
Can I just sit there?
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah, that's fucking great. What I learned from working with Snoop is he's super humble,
Okay.
really nice guy, easy
it
to
was a
work
joke,
with. As
chat.
long as he's like into the project and his time is like being used effectively.
Yeah.
Don't smoke pot on set. Like that's not good. It's hard. As much as you want to, he's got weed everywhere, and you're like, oh, yeah. Because last music video I learned, the whole crew thought it was okay to smoke weed because Snoop smoked weed. So the video, the last shot was just like a mess. Everyone was like, I don't know what to do, and we're just like, oh my god. So don't smoke pot, even though Snoop's smoking it.
Tupac and what you did with him, there's such a legacy left in the music world based upon what you guys did then and now. And I wanted to ask you personally, like, what did you learn from a figure like that, being friends with him, and what can people take away into their own lives from what he did and how he lived?
I think what I learned from Tupac was basically a different kind of work ethic. I always had a good work ethic about myself as far as being timely and being on point and being a professional.
Snoop's starting to look
but
old, man.
He just showed me how to be a little bit more faster at it as far as like getting to the meat of it all and not really just listening to it all the time and not absorbing it, but more or less just doing it and keep doing it and then let the engineers mix it and master it and not fall in love with it, but fall in love with the craft of being able to do it and continue to do it. So I feel like that was something that was passed on to me, and now I'm showing it through my work ethic as far as the
cross-eyed?
different things that I do. And
It might just be
the way I
high.
diversify myself, and it passes that on to the young generation to show them that you can do the same thing that I'm doing, because as an old man, if I'm doing it, you as a young man, you got 3 steps to go ahead and beat me at it, so go ahead and get to it and do it.
Appreciate that.
No, thank you. My man, 100.
My man.
And now I have to do a deep fake of Tupac for
You streaming Madden?
Snoop Dogg. I need to still pull this off. I still need to bring Tupac back to life, and not just in a blurry deep fake, but like it needs to look good. So here's my plan. I'm going to use the old model that I used for a Keanu Reeves video. I'm going to be using that model from Deepface Lab here because I already have a ton of time put into it. I have like a week of GPU time put into it on just training random faces. Basically, I can take that, hopefully quickly turn around in a couple days this deep fake of Tupac. It's
48.
So here's the clip. It's hard to find high quality versions of this, which is challenge number one, right? Trying to find high quality video from 1996. So for me to do a good job of this, I need to rely on...
What the hell? Oh, okay. I was like, they've already deepfaked him here. I was like, is that Tom Cruise?
We know. We pioneered some things with our Tom Cruise deepfake that no one had done with deepfakes before. We had an impersonator come in, he had the mannerisms, he had the voice. In this case, I don't have to worry about the voice, but I need to worry about everything else. So, we have a friend, his name is Josh Haraway, and he is a professional Tupac impersonator. Check it out.
Damn.
This is not Tupac, this is Josh. Looking a lot like Tupac. It's funny, once he like
Barely
takes all
even
the
need
stuff
to
off, he doesn't
deepfake.
look like Tupac at all. But when he's in costume and playing the character, it's spot on. You know, it's the mannerisms, it's the attitude, it's how you kind of carry yourself on camera.
I worked on the Tupac 2012 Coachella hologram with Dr. Dre. That was a highlight.
Little
That was
tattoo.
fun times.
And it's a pretty interesting technology because the computer's learning how to encode a face, just like how a JPEG is how you encode a picture, or an MP3 is how you encode an audio file. You basically
What the hell are JPEGs? I just want some pictures of my dog.
have a face encoder and a face decoder, and you're just running one face data set through a different face decoder. So it basically paints that face with the features of a different face. And so, you know,
I see a government contract in your future. So yeah, I think we can do this for sure, man.
I'm going to need to record Josh in full costume, matching this costume, in a lighting setup that matches this lighting setup on a green screen. I'm going to need to erase Tupac from this shot and replace him with Josh, and Josh is going to be giving us the performance, lip syncing to the music, and then I need to deep fake Tupac's face onto Josh. We're actually super, super lucky because A, the camera is locked off, and B, Snoop is probably very, very high and sitting still and not moving. I can isolate Tupac really easily here. I mean, there's a little bit of shadow stuff on his arm. Snoop is zoned hard right there. Clint, on a scale of 1 to 10, how high do you think he is in this picture?
Probably like a 6.
Dude, I don't think he's ever smoked in his life.
Nico, when do you think you'll be done?
I have 1 week to do it. You have to work extra fast when you're working for Snoop Dogg because he measures everything in dog years.
Yo, this is
Ha,
Tupac
ha,
Shakur. And if
ha.
you want to see more interviews with some of the greatest musicians of all time, like myself, subscribe to Corridor Crew. Twitters. Can somebody explain to me what TikTok is?
I need to train the encoding and decoding part of this to make it work. And the more time I spend training, the better it looks. But to do any of the training at all, I need pictures. I need pictures of these faces. I need lots and lots of pictures of Tupac in every single lighting situation, every single expression, every single angle. You know what the biggest issue is? Everything filmed in the 90s has interlacing. Look at that interlacing. There's a Captain Disillusion video on interlacing if you want to learn more about it, but your image files in your video have these little lines of everything if there's motion, which you can see right here. I found 3 videos that were high quality enough that might work. I have this interview here, decently high quality, not interlaced. This interview, which is the best quality I found. And then finally we have this music video, which has interlacing, but I'm just gonna have to go through and manually cut out all the interlaced frames. But I have another gigantic problem. Everybody,
I thought
for some
you
reason,
used still images to train your deepfake, no?
decided to film Tupac from the same side. They had to film him from the nose ring side. So I don't have data for the other side of his face. So I have to go into Premiere After Effects, flip all my footage, and re-export it again. So now, all these same shots just flipped. All right, so yesterday we had Josh come in, we filmed with him, and it went great. Great performer. Jake did a great job being a costume designer. We matched the lighting pretty well, I think. Green screen looks good. So I've gone through and I've extracted all of his faces. So these are all of his poses here. And with those, I was able to run the deep
videos are pictures. Yeah, but he talked about they weren't high quality enough. But I bet you could find a bunch of still pictures that are high quality.
24 hours now. So I'm encoding with Josh's face.
But I guess
I'm
there's
taking
not
the
enough
data
of
and
them.
decoding with Tupac's face. And here's what I got.
Hey!
It's getting there, it's getting there. It's blurry, but you know the biggest thing is it's flickering. It's flickering all over the place. As he moves, it's going bright and dark and like changing weirdly. The reason that's happening is because I only have like 3 sources for Tupac. The lighting situation's almost the same between them. It's only seeing his face under like 3 lighting conditions. It doesn't know how to draw the face when the lighting situation's different. Here's the extra funny thing. Look at his teeth. He has one central tooth and symmetrical teeth on each side.
Tom
His face
Cruise
is
tooth.
perfectly symmetrical.
Like
His eyes are perfectly symmetrical. His eyebrows are perfectly symmetrical. It's because I only had...
Dude, tooth puck!
So,
Thank you, Solid Samurai, for the 10
I
months.
can't see anything other than the fact he's got one middle tooth.
you can't really tell. If I spend more time training it, it will get a little bit better. The biggest issue right now is the skin is flickering. It's actually pretty easy to deal with. All you need to do is enable a mode in the deepfake training that randomly shifts the colors of the image. Because then you get some images that are bright, some are dark, some are tinted orange, some are tinted green, you know, whatever. It gives you a little bit of everything. So the program learns how to deal with the face under any kind of color condition, and therefore it can give you a non-flickering result. So I just need to go in and enable that and train it for probably another 24 hours, and I'll probably be fine.
Ridiculous. I am currently working on trying to figure out how to attach a Nerf gun to a racing drone and have it fire remotely. I think it's going to be amazing. It's a very, very challenging build. Documenting the whole thing. Stay tuned.
Sorry, not to cut you off. I have a problem.
Oh joy.
It's kind of frustrating.
I thought you got some variety in there.
Yeah, I thought I had variety in there too.
Why are you guys
going? Means tint everything green and only green. Here, so on the left here, this is the picture that's being fed into the encoding, and it's supposed to be randomly tinted, and now it's just green. It's supposed to be more than one color. Random means other colors, like, I don't know, pick one, blue. I spent a good chunk of time trying to fix this. Like, I reinstalled the program, I changed all my graphics drivers, I tried swapping to different models.
Imagine your client is Snoop Dogg. You don't want to disappoint Snoop Dogg.
Stuck being green. Ooh, that doesn't look
Green.
very good. Well, the flickering's gone. Even though the program's not working, I can do this manually. I'm going to set up an After Effects composition. I'm going to take all the frames, both the mirrored and the unmirrored, and I'm going to apply a wiggle operator to a color balance filter. So every single value in the color balance is going to be wiggled per frame. Wiggle is an After Effects way of changing a value with noise, basically. Every 30th of a second is going to change the amount randomly 80 values in either direction from where the value is. Once for each frame, it's going to have a completely new set of values. And I've copied and pasted this into every single color balance entry here. So if I preview this, it's just like a party going on. All right, so I'm going to manually export new pictures with wiggled color and wiggled brightness. And then I'm going to use those to train this, and that should theoretically fix the issue. Snoop Dogg, I don't think he gets angry. I think if you were to see this and it wasn't very good, I feel like he'd sit in the corner, he'd get kind of quiet, he'd feel kind of sad. And then his producer friend would be like, hey, Snoop, you want to record this track? And he's like,
Man.
not feeling it today. And I don't want that to happen. All right, so I'm finished. Like, I'm done. No one's actually seen it yet.
Done with the whole shot?
I'm done with the whole shot. I've made it look like it was filmed in the 90s. I've made it look like it was Tupac. I'm ready to show it to people.
Can't believe he's
I hope
doing
they
it in
like
After Effects.
Hey, Jake, do you want to see Tupac?
The resurrection?
Does anybody else want to see the resurrection? Here we go. No one's seen this yet, so I hope people like it.
Tupac back to life.
Here we go.
Every time I see you, you beg a nigga for money.
Hey!
Don't even ask how I'm doing, but tell me keep it 100. So I'ma say it and mean it so you can hear this loud and clear. Fuck out of here.
I mean, it's pretty lucky that the quality's low.
He raps once more.
rapping in 2020.
That's crazy.
Is it weird bringing somebody back from the dead with the deep fake?
Has it ever been done?
They've already made him into a hologram.
Yeah.
This is an honest rendering.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was rendered with love.
Yeah, I guess the next step is to show Jesse and Snoop and see what Snoop thinks.
I'm here with the dog.
Boom.
We about
Oh,
to
I'd be
watch.
so nervous.
He's about to see it for the first time. You didn't see nothing yet, right?
I ain't seen nothing but I seen a dinosaur. Let's go. All reactions, all real. For real, you still on bullshit. Fast talking shit, it ain't gonna work here. Go back
He can't help himself.
You beg a nigga for money, don't even ask how I'm doing, but tell me keep it 100. So I'ma say it and mean it so you can hear this loud and clear. Fuck out of here. See, I'ma smile away. So cold. That's so cold. That's hard as fuck, Jess. That's too much.
I know. You gotta watch it like 4 times to get it off.
That motherfucker's extraordinary, very, very quite contrary. That motherfucker is going to be legendary. That's hard.
That Tupac shit's crazy, right?
That's hard.
All that shit was hard.
Would you say this is moral?
That shit.
I think this is fairly moral because they were such good friends, and Snoop would have kind of an understanding of what Tupac would be okay with. So I don't mind this. I think like deep faking him to like sell a product in some ad somewhere, that might be a bit immoral.
Right, like the right spirit,
They weren't
the
good
right
friends?
everything on it, the right everything on it.
Guess he likes it. I hope he likes
I don't
it.
like it. I love it.
The final shot is delivered, and the music video is coming out any day now. So head on over to Snoop's channel and watch it.
He's dead. Who cares? Yeah, it's a bit like that. I don't know.